Tools for Guys here. I'm Jason.
Brandon. And Dad.
AKA Pops.
Or something like that.
Yep. And then we got Aaron Video in here. Appreciate the help and support. And so today's video series, we're going to do a full review here on the Generac GP3300. So this is my dad's generator, so I'm kind of going to let him take it away a little bit. But I know I have a couple of questions since I'm a very newbie to generators, and Brandon
doesn't have a generator, so I got a lot of questions.
So Dad, what is the first thing you want to kind of tell us about your Generac GP3300?
Well, first of all, there's a misnomer. Some people tell me we're going to install a Generac. They're actually talking about a standby because Generac was the main brand for standbys originally, but now a lot of people are getting in on the game, especially after the last few incidences we had with weather. This is Generac. There's Westinghouse. There's many brands. Champion. My son has a Westinghouse over there. We'll talk about that later. Anyway, this GP, that is just a model, but the 3300 is very typical. Okay, these numbers could be 5,000, can be 9,000.
What do these numbers generally represent?
Well, it represents watts.
What does it represent?
Watt.
Oh, watts. Okay, got you.
Now you ask me what a watt is, right? Watt.
So
okay.
So what you're saying is, if it was a GP 5000, for example, it would be able to sustain
4,000 watts. Yeah, and we'll talk about that. 5,000 watts, 9,000 watts. What does that mean? Okay, so regardless, I have 3,300 watts on my little generator. It's big enough for I can run my refrigerator, run my TV, maybe computer.
As people in Texas want to know, can you run your AC?
Well, that depends. How big is the AC? It's a small window unit, like 5,000 BTU. You can run a 5,000 BTU probably because it's only 800 watts, roughly 1,000 watts somewhere in there. So you could run it, but you have to be careful running that in a refrigerator because there's a thing called surge, and we'll talk about that later. What do you mean by surge?
Yep.
So, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. What does it mean? Running watts. Surge watts, I think right here, if you look real close right here, and they all have this. All the generators are very similar. They have this number, then they have a little small print number. There's the 3300 and there's the 3750 starting watts. Because as you know, ladies and gentlemen, when a motor cranks up, it surges. And you can even hear the generator kind of go when it takes on that load, but then as it starts getting steady, the watts drop. So that's something to consider. Most generators recommend that you run them at half load. All right, and we'll talk about that. How much fuel fits in here? How long can you run it without refueling? But right now, I want to talk about these.
Yeah, because this is starting to complicate me here. I kind of recognize these here from my home, but what are these other gadgets and gizmos?
Well, Brandon mentioned, is that a GFC?
It's a GFCA.
GFCA, yeah. GFCI. Yep. Ground fault circuit interrupters.
For safety, the hair dryer outlet.
Yeah. For safety, they have these on the generators, right? They're for safety for interrupting in case you get a ground. All right.
What does it mean when you get a ground?
That's a long story.
Well, usually I get sent to my room.
Hey, that's another video series.
Right. Yeah.
But just real quick, Dad, these are the normal in your house, typical plugs in your house, right?
Yes, yeah. Brandon had his little plug-in thing. We could tell you where's that little plug-in. He's gonna go get that, but it looks kind of complicated. But if you take this little thing out, it's just a normal plug. You can just plug it right in there.
Okay.
It has two of them. Okay.
120 volt.
Typically, there's a left, there's a right. Typically, they want, if you run off of both of them, which you should. There it is, easy plug in. And if you have a three-way plug, okay, you can, there's the little for the three-way plug, right? So we'll talk about that. But yes, so this is your typical outlet in your wall, okay, in the house. And here's the 220, right? In case you want to run 220. 240, right?
Now 240 is what, like a dryer maybe?
Yes. Now 240, keep in mind, like 120, 240, these are nominal numbers. People used to say 110, they used to say 220. For what most of us understand, it's 110, 220.
Gotcha.
Okay, they're the numbers, all right? Without getting into the electronics part. On, well, that's off, right?
Yep.
Many times we forget to turn it on before we crank up, but that's an on-off switch.
So then what is this switch?
Oh, sorry, that's the wrong one. This is actually, when you crank up your generator, you turn it on. Turn it off. It's best to have your circuits. If you're already plugged in and everything, Brandon, for example, it's best to have, this is like your circuit breaker, okay? You want it off, okay? That way, when you crank up your generator, it's not under load.
Got it.
Okay, once it's up and running, then you can start your load, okay? That's what, good question. And there's a little meter right here, by the way. Can you close up on that, Aaron? Mine already says 95.1. That's how many hours my generator has run. Because you need to keep that in mind for maintenance, all right, which we're going to talk about. You got any questions, Jason?
Yeah, so I like this over here. It looks like it's got easy instructions to follow.
Yeah, we need to see that. Most generators now are very user-friendly. They pretty much put something that you can't clip off or won't rub off with gasoline on it. And you got the number 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way how to start your generator. Make it easy.
And then, let's see, and then we got a, is this a fuel gauge?
Sure is. Okay. Kind of visible. There's a little bit of red there. This shows you that if it's all red, it's full. If it's not much red there, it ain't much gasoline in
And
there.
then what is this?
That's a rock.
Oh, okay. Sorry, who put that there?
I guess my kid must have come in. That's a rock. Sorry, it doesn't count. Okay, but there are other parts of the generator. You want to look at this side there, Jason? Let's turn it around.
Yep. Oh, hold on.
Let's turn around for the camera. Okay. Oh, there we go. All right, Jason. So you.
All right. So what do we got here?
Okay. Of course, mine's a manual start, right? They call it a pull cord.
I know Manuel.
All right. My son Aaron has electric start, but it also comes with a pull start in case your battery got a shot. There's your little. Yeah, it even has a little sign there. Let me get my glasses.
I like it.
Let's see here.
Okay, so let's see. Off, on. So right now it's saying it's on.
Right.
So if we're storing it off, if we want to start it up, on.
That's right.
Pretty easy.
Yep.
Okay. And then what is this handle over here?
Well, okay. Well, here's my air filter, but this is your choke.
It's your what?
Yeah, you wish, right? So typically, there's a little instructions right here. It says for starting. Okay, see that right there? That's your choke. Okay, that's choke and run. Okay, so typically when you cold start, you have it on choke. Once it gets going, then you push it on run. It's pretty simple on that part. And of course your little air filter, which you want to take off and clean from time to time.
Man, all right.
And we'll talk about maintenance, by the way.
And that'll be on another series.
Yep. Let's turn it around. I can't wait. All right. Down here, so a little plug for changing out the oil. We'll talk about how to do that later.
And I noticed this generator has wheels on it. So it makes it able to move around easier.
Great point.
Yes.
So you got this. I see this handle over here.
Oh, that's handy.
And by itself, it's pretty hard and pretty heavy to carry, but with the handle, it makes it nice to move it.
And
Where you
That's
need
a
to go.
great point.
Because I've seen a lot of generators that don't have wheels on it.
okay, and again, in some of the videos, we're going to talk about adding gasoline, how to change the oil. Brandon's going to talk about the extension cords, how long to run them, what size you need. We're going to talk about dangers of the carbon monoxide. You know what carbon monoxide is, right?
Yep, absolutely. Is that drink that I like? No.
No, not that energy drink.
Oh, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, anyway, but it's a bad gas. It's bad. You don't want any of that.
Yeah, I've had bad gas before.
CO.
Taco Bell.
So we're going to talk about how far you need to put your generator. We talk about weather cover. There's just a lot of things. They're fairly simple, but you need to keep them in mind, okay?
Yep. So stay tuned for our next video in the series of portable generators.
See you guys.